All righty. What's up, class?
Not much.
Not much.
Well, how was your weekends? Tell me some fun stories. Tell me some good stuff. What happened?
I was at your house.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your all your food was a huge hit.
I'm so stuffed still. I ate too much.
So, whose bowls are there everywhere here? So, George, you got anything here?
No, I don't.
Erica, there's a snappy thingy, liddy.
No, I have all mine.
You?
Yeah, Jordan. We brought all our stuff home, right? Yeah, we have all ours.
There's a bowl. There's a plastic bowl, and it's got like a lid that goes on it, and it snaps on like 5 different sides all around it.
Nope, I have that one. Sorry.
Whatever. Okay. I'll have to. People need to put their names on this stuff here, because now I'm there. Alrighty, cool. Oh my gosh, we're recording. Dang it! I thought we were waiting for Darwin here. So, do you guys know what this week is?
First week of the month.
Yes, it is. But what did you guys just pass?
6 weeks.
No. What was last week's lesson?
Week 4.
Week 4, never mind.
So this would be
Week 5.
no.
No, what?
This would be month 2, week 1. Hey! Congratulations!
Woohoo!
You guys passed. You guys moved on. It's actually pretty cool because who actually did this here for the second time? Who actually went over month 1 for the second time?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Perfect. So let's go into month 2, week 1, possibly, if I could find it. Oh my gosh, here it is. Got all this stuff right here. So last month, I was actually very highly impressed what you guys all did there, and so you've already reached your position, but now it's time to focus on making you the experts. Okay, what we're going to be doing is now we're going to be focused on making y'all the experts here. So the target for month 2 is not only for you to be rising star. So basically, rising star for you basically means your position is what by the end of the month? Maintaining what?
Director.
Director. There we go. All right, good. You maintaining director. And that's also duplicating a rising star underneath you. So that's your target for month 2. PBV. Everybody has PBV of 1750 this month. Is that something that we can go for, strive for? Can that be everybody's goal? 1750 of personal bonus volume this month. So is that something that we can all agree on that will be our goal for this month here?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
1750. That's like 17 shake kit or 17 2 bags of shakes. You guys up for the challenge?
Yes.
What's going to happen if you guys have 1750 in PBV? What do you get?
$500 in free product.
$500 in free product, but you actually don't get $500 in free product. How much product do you get for free?
1750, 550.
$585.
Whatever.
Because after you only qualify for 500 free points, but if you create a $585 order, why is it still 500 points still qualify for that?
15% discount.
15% discount. So you can order $580 worth of stuff. After the 15% discount's done, it brings it to like $499 and change. So you actually get $580 worth of free product every single month. How freaking cool is that? Guys, it is so cool right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to be teaching you. We want you to qualify for the weekly customer and the enroller pools. One or more personal customers getting VIP reward points. So help your customers get one of their products, for free or a deep discount. Get your Premier Kit for free, obviously, and $1,000 of income will come of that if you guys follow this play to the T this month. So would anybody be okay with making $1,000 this month?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And if you're already making 1,000, an extra 1,000. So it's not 1,000 what you're doing, 1,000 on top of what you're already doing by running this play. Are you sure?
Positive.
Positivo. So how we will do this is you guys have already been duplicating this. You guys have already been training for this. If you guys have already been building up. Review of last week's summary. We learned the vet development pattern, the square peg, round hole, and the success mountain. Building confidence and scarcity versus an abundance mindset. These 3 components of influence. Understanding month end and where to focus your time and energy. Okay. Action steps that we had to do was continue to connecting our new customers and promoters to the upline to ensure their success. So how many people have promoters or customers underneath their promoters that maybe that you haven't talked to, or your promoters haven't talked to in months? Anybody? How many people think that goes on until they're in the... Trust me, it goes on. All right. Connect. We focused the action steps are to connect 7 or more 3-way calls this week with people you are following up with to your upline. Complete all finished steps from week 1, 2, and 3. Log on to the vet lesson. So the vet development pattern by Kyle Passetti and Rod Schulhauser. Success Mountain by Nick Sarnicola, and Building Confidence by John Apar. So just out of curiosity, who watched the videos?
I got 2 of them.
I did all 3.
Hey, all right. I want to hear it. This is my favorite stuff right here, hearing from this. So actually, I want you guys to converse back and forth with each other on this one right here. I got to take this call. I've been getting blown up real quick, so I'll give you 4 minutes, okay? So I'll let you open it up and take over for the action steps going into this month here. And maybe Ray or George wants to talk about how we're going to get 1750 in PBV. So I'll be right back.
All right, Krista or Erica, go and tell us your favorite video and the most important aspect of it that you've learned. Or if there's more than one, go ahead.
My favorite was Nick's The Success Mountain. It really kind of put things in a different type of perspective, I want to say. Like the whole round, square versus type situation.
Papa, sorry.
Nope, that's all right. And how he said it's not that people think differently, that they think opposite of us. So it kind of really, made me look at things differently, like how we were brought up. This is how it's supposed to be. And then there's this whole other world out there that now I'm trying to become part of. And it's a mountain that you're trying to get over.
So you have to change your mind thought process
Yes.
before you yourself can grow. It's not enough about just becoming a Visaliant or becoming anywhere in network marketing. You have to think the thought that I can make just as much money, if not more, in network marketing, because we see people do it all the time,
Right.
than what I do in my regular job. You have to believe that. And until you truly believe that, you're going to struggle with that success, and you're always going to have that fear of failure sitting right there in your mind. So awesome connection. Cool. Anything else?
The only other thing that I wrote down, and it kind of was off from what you were saying. One thing he had said is whatever story you buy is what you accept as your own. Loved that. Like, that was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that completely rings home, because if you're settling for what you have, then that's all you're going to do.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, so I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that video.
My son is making all the noise possible he can. But yeah, I love
That's
that video
okay.
too. Okay, cool. Miss Erica.
Well, that was my favorite too. So, but I liked how he was talking about how people, when they're deterring us, it's not really that they don't believe in it. It's that they themselves did something and they got hurt and they just don't want us to get hurt, which is why they're not really following us. But I actually really did like the vet with Kyle and Rod. I think I have like 6 pages of notes from it.
All right, pick out like 1 or 2 key points from those notes that you can relay to us about vet.
Never stop people from quitting. Just about the vet development. They were talking about the patterns and the tools. There's 8. Hold on. I want to make sure I don't sound stupid here. I'm sorry. There's 9 development patterns that they really went into, right down to the last one being promotion, which we don't really talk a lot about. To me, I think we went back from promoters to customers.
So out of the 9 different levels, which one do you feel that you can learn the most from right now?
The commitment.
I think that as a lot of people, they struggle with that because it's like getting up and brushing your teeth every day. If you stop brushing your teeth, eventually what's going to happen to your teeth?
A little bit of cavity.
That's right. You'll get a cavity. So at one point, they're going to rot and fall out of your head. At one point, if you stop doing daily activities with ViSalus, if you stop that commitment, every single day that you stop, it's going to be that much harder to get it back into. And if you completely stop it, then ViSalus will just fall out of your life and you won't miss it anymore.
Yeah, that's the hardest for me.
Yeah. So just staying strong for sure. Huh?
Yep.
Brush our teeth every day?
we knew you smelled funny, Quady.
I got it on my weekly to-do list. I usually do it on shower Saturday and knock them both out, and got 2 birds with 1 stone. So.
And we appreciated that for Sunday.
Right.
Oh yeah, you guys had caught me a 1 day fresh. Yeah. All right, great job. Okay, so let's move into the lesson plan here. So the goal for month 2, week 1. So we already know what our target for month 2 is, but what our goal for the whole month, but what our goal for month 2, week 1 is enroll 1 customer or 1 promoter personally this week. Okay? 1 customer, 1 promoter personally this week. Help your promoter enroll a personal customer or a promoter this week. And help a personal customer refer a customer. Who just got overwhelmed and went, holy crap?
I was going to say, can you repeat that?
Enroll 1 customer, 1 promoter, personal.
Got it.
Help your promoter enroll somebody, promoter or customer. And then help a personal customer refer a customer. So how do we help a customer refer a personal customer? Ray?
Well, first you can start off with asking them who do you know who? Sitting down with them and saying, really sharing with them the vision that people are more successful when they have their loved ones supporting them. So who can we help that, will support you and bring you on? Even if it's not even for weight loss or anything, give them the idea of helping get their product for free. So if you enroll 1 customer this week, and what is today technically? Who can tell me what today is?
Wednesday.
It's not you, Bubba.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Wednesday too.
What's the date though?
Wednesday.
First. It's the 1st.
My other child is yelling it. It's the 1st. So today is the 1st day of the month. So if we have to sign a person up by Sunday, Josh hasn't told you this yet, but that's probably the next time we're doing our call is Sunday. If we sign up a person by Sunday, how many days of the month is it left to help them get their 3 for free?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So if we can get 1 referral out of this, that's 1 down. They only need 2 more by the end of the month. Get them 1 a week. Then you have a customer who has their product for free and they're happy because everything tastes better what?
Free.
Bam.
Or with caramel on it. Free or that has caramel covered in it. So, okay, good. So the environment, what we want to talk about this week here is environment. Okay, environment. Now, this is this is one I struggled with last week just because I'm kind of an a-hole sometimes. Like I'm not insensitive. I'm actually very caring person. But I've had to diffuse so much negativity out of my life, and I know to stop it right away. That where sometimes people can think of it as insensitive, but I don't allow negative stuff to come into my brain. I block it so quick that people don't even have enough time to give me their complaints or anything like that, you know. But and so the next lesson I'm about to go in here, this might help you guys develop a better understanding for maybe working with myself or maybe even working with Rachel, Dave, and George that are your upline lead leaders, and Greg, because you probably even see just how much growth that they're going through. And you guys, how much growth have you guys been? Think about it like this. How much growth have you guys been through already just by going through this AD program already? Do you guys feel like you've grown since you've started this AD program? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Big time. So the more that you start to grow, the better you get at blocking off negative filters like from the outside coming in, because you ever hear that expression, work harder on yourself than you do your paycheck? You guys ever heard that expression? Work harder on yourself than you do your paycheck. Because the harder that you work on yourself, the better, the more stronger, the more experienced, the more skill set that you become. You could literally get so good. What happens is if you were to have $1 million in the bank, and if you were to lose it, you would be able to attain it so much faster because what you had become through the period of time that it took you to earn you maybe your first $1 million or whatever it is that took you to that goal, what you had become, does that ever change in you? Like, you don't go backwards. By personally growing yourself and getting better at like maybe overcoming objections and overcoming fears and overcoming, like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym today, but you go anyways. Once you get past those muscles, once you stretch out, you don't stretch back, okay? So there's muscle memory in your muscles, okay? And there's muscle memory in your brain. Your brain is so crazy the way it is. So once you actually get a taste, and that's why people say is, you ever think about sometimes like you guys are too smart for your own good? Like you almost know too much? You know, I always sometimes wish I was naive again. I always wish I was naive again because I feel like I know too much now. There's too much that I know. And the same thing with you guys, you know what I mean? And sometimes like the element of surprise, the element. So I'm going to ease into this environment thing, okay? Just because I have to handle this with kid gloves because it's an easily offensive conversation. So do you guys promise not to get offensive with me because it is not my communication is not my strong point. Okay, so I'm gonna have to repeat myself a couple different times, but do you guys promise not to get offended by me going into this lesson? Yeah? Okay, good. So the greatest influence over who you are is your environment. Okay? We typically spend more time with people we work with than we do our own family and our own lifetime. I want you guys to think about this for a minute. Do you guys like the people that you work with? well, not you, Ray. You get to do Vive full time, and you work with your dad. So you don't count. But think about this real closely. Do you guys like everybody that you work with? Everybody's on mute.
No.
Bernadette, you work with your family. You better hope I don't send this to your, post this to your Facebook here. So the 5 people that you spend the most time with is who you will become. Okay? The 5 people that you spend the most time with is who you will become. So you hang out with fit people, most likely you're going to be
Fit.
you hang out with hard workers, most likely you're going to be
Hard worker.
you hang out with lazy people, most likely you're going to be
Lazy.
hang out with people who barbecue a lot, you're probably gonna
Be fat.
Where's Greg? Where's Greg?
That happened this week. That's correct. That's correct. So your circle of 5, what I want you guys to do is, it's not just their money, but what I want you to do is take the 5 people that you hang out with the most, okay? And I want you guys to write it down on a piece of paper. Take the 5 people that you hang out with the most, and what I want you to do is I want you to add up the 5 people. So write down the names of the 5 people that you hang out with the most, okay? I want you to do a quick test real quick. Let me know when you guys got it. Got it? 5 people they hang out with the most? Now, next to each one of their names, I want you to write a number between 1 and 10. What's their positive mind frame like on a scale of 1 to 10? So what's their positivity like? So 1 meaning they're negative all the time, 10 meaning they're literally like Jesus. They're always happy. You know what I mean? Like that type. So like maybe not Jesus, but that's kind of unfair advantage. But like, you know what I mean? Just constantly positive all the time. It's so hard to hear anything negative come out of their mouths. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to write a number of their positivity, okay? And what I want you to do is add up that number below that number, okay? Now, whatever that number is, divide it by 5. If you guys need a calculator, let me know. I got one right here. I can help you divide that number by 5. Anybody got their numbers yet? I'd like this to be interactive here for you guys since this is being recorded and everybody's gonna be, so.
I have mine.
I have mine.
You got yours? So do you guys want to shout out? Maybe it might be a personal thing. So I like to use the positivity and the happiness one, but just on a positivity level, did you guys get your final number after you divided it by 5?
Yes.
Now, do you guys think that is close to maybe what you are in your life?
I don't know. Not really. I would like to think I'm a little bit happier than this number. I don't know.
I know. I'm the same way. Like my number is, I'll probably say mine's probably pretty accurate just because of what I do deal with.
Anybody numbers not accurate? Or they're all pretty right on? Okay, let's try this one. You guys don't have to say, but what I want you guys to do is add up the 5 people that you hang out with the most. And you might be able to do this, especially if you hang out with kids all the time. But add up their happiness. And you can do this with anything. Add up their income. So if you're hanging out with kids, you obviously can't do that. You got to do the 5 people that you hang out with the most that work with you. So add up the 5 people income. Generally what you feel they are, divide that by 5, and that's what your income is. Now, you guys all know what my past was before in the past, right? So, couple of my best friends, all the people that I grew up with, around with, one's in prison, one's gone, and 2 are on probation, and the other one constantly, life is just screwing them over all the time. Okay, so do you think that my circle of 5 was a very good influential circle for me to be in? No. So what it is it's like it's so hard because they are your friends, and I feel like that's why it's so hard to grow as a person, and that's why it's so hard to become who you want to be, because the people that you're surrounded around with the most, you start to change. You start to do different habits. You start to talk different. You start to act different. You start to walk different. And what happens is they literally, the people that you hang around with the most, they can't stand that. So they tend to hold you back. So the circle of 5, you literally have to, bottom line is you have to improve any area. If you want to improve any area of your life, you have to change the circle of 5 that you're around with the most. I believe that's why the AD program is so beneficial for folks, and why the LID programs are so beneficial for folks, because we're able to surround ourselves around positivity. Like all the time, we're able to surround ourselves around like-minded folks, which is easier to grow because maybe a couple people don't agree with what you're doing. Does anybody want to chime in on that one? George, maybe? Just your circle of 5, like who you surround yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself around, I know you've been in many different work atmospheres and entrepreneurial different atmospheres, martial arts, everything.
Yeah. I guess what I would go with is that when I'm heavy in the martial arts, I usually hang out with the people that are doing the best in the school. Those are the ones I want to be with, because those are the ones that can teach me how to be better. When I'm lifting, it's the same thing. In real estate, I am one of the leaders, but I feel like I've got a good base of other realtors that work with me that are people of high integrity and very honorable type people, and I do enjoy working with them. Unfortunately, in my job, a lot of times with the real estate, I end up working with agents from different companies who lack any kind of training whatsoever, and that's kind of a negative that brings me back the other way sometimes. But is that what you're going for?
Yeah, no, that's good. I just talked, just in general, I think what you talked about is so if you're surrounding yourself around stronger people, I like the whole gym analogy, what you were talking about with the fitness industry. You obviously hang around people that are stronger than you, Ezra and Sabrina, you know what I mean? You're going to become.
I'm actually stronger than Sabrina.
Oh, yeah, good one. All right. Well, great job. Thank you for that. And then so the next action step that we're going to be going into, the next lesson we're going to talk about is leverage. Now, this is the one that gets me excited. This is the one that got me excited, and the reason why I even started into network marketing here in the first place. So who out there has no time? Like no time.
Everyone.
Everybody. Everybody. So can that be your excuse? Can that be anybody's excuse that we have no time?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What?
No. Because if everybody has no time, but people are having success in this business, can we use no time as an excuse?
Oh, no.
No. Now, it is hard. Don't get me wrong. It is hard. And sometimes it's really hard to gel and find all the moving parts and getting them all moving right so you're all moving in the same direction. It is hard to try to figure that out. Finding the right people that you can get together in your business and all that stuff, but we can't use that. So do we all have the same 24 hours in a day?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Like the same 24 hours come in existence, but I'm going to explain here why. You guys, compared to everybody else, can actually have infinite hours. You are in a business to where you actually can provide yourself with infinite hours. Okay? George, do you ever get a paycheck? Rachel, do you ever get a paycheck from people that are that you have done nothing with, you've never talked to that customer once, you never seen anything, had anything to do with it, but have you ever had a customer or a promoter come into your business that you've not talked to once and they came on and you got paid off of it?
Yes.
No. Oh, my phone's shutting down. Shoot.
Well, George.
She's frozen. There's a ton of people in my organization that I don't know and have never met. And yes, paychecks have rolled upwards.
George is about to have a national director break in his group. And the next couple of days here, they've probably only met once or twice. Supports, but probably only met once or twice. He's got a regional director that's about to break in his group that he's never met. And that's the power of this business. That's the power of this industry here. Now, what I mean by that you can have infinite hours is when you encompass the efforts of others, you now have infinite time. Okay, so when you incorporate the efforts of others, you now have infinite time. So an example of no leverage. So if you work 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, how many hours did you just get paid off of?
21.
21. Now, example of leverage. So let's say if you have 10 business partners, okay? You have 10 business partners, okay? All 10 business partners work 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, how many hours hours did you get paid off of?
$210.
231.
All right.
Plus your 10 hours.
Right.
So you plus 10 other people are all going out there working 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's per week. I want you guys to think about how huge this is. This is where wealth is created. This is where wealthy people get created. If you guys were to know just the amount, George, does this happen for you? Do you have people out there that are going out there selling houses? Do you have multiple agents out there selling houses that you're getting a piece of over and over and over again?
Every day.
Every day. Every day. So can you imagine what it would be like if this is the easiest way for you all to look at it. You're basically George and you own your own real estate company. And what happens is every single time somebody goes out there and makes a sale, you guys are getting a small piece of every single thing that's going on. That's what we call leverage. That right there is what we call, so basically nearly 10 days straight worth of work, 8 hours, when you're leveraging the efforts of 10 others. So our industry capitalizes on leveraging. You create leverage through duplication. So duplication, your team will always do what you do, not what you
say.
So you guys ever had people come in? You guys ever know? You guys ever? Who's got kids on the call here? You guys ever have? You guys ever say to your kid, or you ever had maybe one of your parents say to you, "Don't do what I do. Do what I say." Anybody ever have a parent say that? How'd that work out?
Not well.
Not well at all. And it's just simply like we talked about earlier. It's just simply part of the process. Whatever we're doing, our team duplicates. So our team will duplicate 100% of. They'll duplicate 20% of what we're doing right. 100% of what we're doing wrong. Okay, you guys listen to that one? Your team will duplicate 20% of what you're doing right, and what percentage of what you're doing wrong?
100%.
100%. Same thing with your kids, same thing with anything else out there in life. It's kind of funny, though. So they'll always do what you do, not what you say. You cannot expect anyone on your team to take actions if you do not. We must lead by example. So example basically is the master teacher. The number one activity to duplicate is to execute in your business is IGAs. So for instance, if you do 3 a day, they'll do 3 a day. If you don't do 3 a day, guess what won't happen?
They won't.
You won't. If you're not going through the lessons on VET, if you're not going through the lessons, if you're not learning what to do, guess where you don't know where to send your people to? VET. Because VET right there will collapse so many time frames, so much time frames for so many people. If I had VET when I first got started, and I feel like that's what's making my business way easier right now. VET has personally made my life so much easier because whenever I had a promoter that's having problems, I can send them right to this video. I'm like, oh, well, have you watched this video right here? I was just talking to one of my shareholders the other day, and they're like, I don't have time to do this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, have you watched Building Part-Time with Kevin Merriweather? No? Well, go watch this. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, there's 5 things I'm not doing right there. So that's a big one. So next lesson is understanding the 60-day promoter waiting room. Understanding the 60-day promoter waiting room. So your waiting room is a function of your compensation plan. If you have a customer or promoter waiting room, we're going to focus on your promoter waiting room specifically here. Now, it is built to keep the flexibility of placing promoters you personally enroll into the right place of your team. The easiest way I can explain this is your promoter waiting room is like having little mini sticks of dynamite. Okay? When you have a promoter waiting room, for instance, let's see, pretty much everybody on here. So does it excite you guys, the fact, whether you've had one in your business or maybe are going to or possibly could have one, does it excite you guys to know that the fact that a promoter, like if we were to offer you a promoter, would that be exciting in your business to say like, hey, if you guys go out there and get 3 customers, I'm going to give you a promoter and you're going to get paid off of all their production? Would that excite anybody on this call? Exactly. So what you got to know is that's the exact same way that your team is. So I built my whole business when I enrolled those 30 promoters out of those 300. They all went into my 60-day waiting room. And because they were all in my 60-day waiting room, they were all in my front line. And I was literally able to go to say, Bonsai, if you go out there and do this, I'm going to give you these 3. Sean, if you go out there and do this, I'm going to give you this 2. Stacy, if you go out there and do this. Brad, if you go out there and do this. Jay, if you go out there and do this. George, if you go out there and do this and this. You know what I mean? You're able to create so much momentum. The more people that you have in your waiting room, the more promoters that you enroll. Here's what's really cool is, can you leverage somebody else in with somebody that's in your waiting room? See George and Ray answering. Can you leverage, if you had somebody in your waiting room, could you tell somebody to come into the business, and if they come into the business, you'll give them that person?
Yeah.
Here's what's even gooder. Well, can you actually leverage somebody in your business? Let's say if you want to bring somebody in, okay? Let's say if you want to bring somebody in. Now this is I want you guys to cover your ears if you guys want to learn a trick on how to get a boom or a jump start in your business, okay? Now, if you don't want to hear a sketchy, it's not sketchy, it's kind of sketchy. It's a little sketchy. So if you want to hear a way that I started the fire. So you guys know how sometimes it's a lot easier when you have momentum, and it's a lot harder to get the momentum started all over again or to start it in the first place. You guys ever notice that, how it's really hard to get the momentum started? You guys want to hear how I got the momentum started when I had no promoters? You guys want to hear? How many people have people on the fence?
I do.
Everybody does. So what I did was I sold something before I had it. I sold the product. I sold it before I even had it. I'm going to explain to you what that means. Dovin, you are making me dizzy, dude. For instance, I had this promoter come in. I offered up this promoter right here before this promoter was even in. I offered this person that was not in yet, this promoter that hadn't even signed yet. This promoter, if you come in right here, I'm going to move this person and all their folks underneath you. Now, I didn't give him a name, who that person was, but I had come up with that I couldn't get anybody in my business. So for the first 3 or 4 promoters I talked about, hey, listen, I'm looking for a partner. If you come in, I'm going to be building underneath you here for the next 2 to 3 years. I need to find somebody. I'm going to go out there and do the work, but I need a partner to come in with me. So I used my waiting room. And before I even had somebody in, I enrolled this person. But once I enrolled this person, and once I enrolled this person, and once I enrolled this person, I enrolled the first 3. What did I just create? Momentum. Momentum. I created my own momentum. And what happened was I started, welcome this person to the challenge, welcome this person to the challenge, welcome this person to the challenge. And all of a sudden everybody started seeing it, like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. Not really. Now there was, but then it was like, okay, perfect. Now I got this going on. Now I got this going on. Now I got this going on. And what it simply was is when you go out there and do that, but most people are afraid to do that because you have to be willing to commit to that process. You have to be willing to commit to keep going, to keep enrolling people so you can start stacking underneath those folks to go out there and build the whole momentum. Okay? That's how I created my momentum. I had to do what I had to do to get it going out there and started. And from there, I just constantly fell in love with the bottom. I always just worked at the bottom, and I drive it down deep. You know, George, Ray, and Dave have actually experienced that, you know, in their business out there, and some of you guys actually on here have too as well. But I know I went a little bit too deep on the 60-day waiting room. That's why I told you guys, if you weren't ready, cover your ears, because at any time you can always restart your waiting room. George, how well has driving in depth like this by using that 60-day waiting room done well for your business?
You know what? Sometimes it starts a fire when you aren't even expecting a fire to start. You know, you fill the waiting room, you stack the people up, you move it underneath somebody, and somebody upline from that ends up seeing what you just did and getting all excited and jumping in and going.
It's actually how he broke an area director and a rising star last month. Right? Yeah, through that right there. Same thing with Rachel. That's how we actually broke an area director over there in her organization as well. So, guys, the 60-day waiting room is so important. The tip I'll give you on there, I went a little bit deep on that one. I apologize. But I am so you can't be a maverick if you're following all the rules. Okay? Sometimes you've got to become your own maverick. Break some of the rules. Okay? Don't break the law, but you need to break some of the rules. Okay? You need to be able to be brave enough to step out of the comfort zone and be who you are. Be your own person. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are an entrepreneur. You guys are able to build however you want to build. The principles are the same, but sometimes people use different practices. Now, as long as you're not being a doucher while you're out there building, you know what I mean? And there's some promoters out there that are just like do some nasty stuff out there. You know what I mean? But and you can't associate that. You can't connect that to network marketing. Are there some people that do some nasty stuff in the fitness world, Ray? In the real estate business, George?
Really bad.
Really bad. Dovin, in the carpet cleaning business, you got people out there that give carpet cleaning a bad name sometimes?
All the time, especially 2020 back in the day when I got started. All the time.
So what you guys got to make sure that you're doing is, there's people in this industry, there's people in that industry, drama is everywhere. People do weird stuff everywhere. As long as you guys are building your business with integrity, and as long as you guys have the doing this for the right reasons, you guys can go out there and break some of the rules. You know what I mean? Not steal people away, but you guys have the ability to get creative in your business. You guys have the ability to go out there and just create your own momentum. Get a little bit excited. You know what I mean? You can come up with your own little different, I think sometimes we get so conformed by being in the box because that's what we're surrounded around every day. There's so much tape. There's so much tape all around. You guys can step out and go build your business. And that's really when I feel like everything took off for me when I went out there and just kind of created my own, like I said, economy. So understanding the weekly cycle, our pay cycle pays Friday through Thursday. All sales generated by Thursday at midnight pays out on Monday. If you guys really want to see some massive volume in your business, is just concentrate once per week. Find one person per week to get them in the customer pool, in the enroller pool. And is it safe to say, Dave would definitely agree, but George, is it safe to say, Ray, is it safe to say that your business was the hottest it's ever been when people were getting weekly and customer pools every single week, motor and enroller pools?
Absolutely. It was on fire.
Now, why is that?
People were excited that they were getting paid.
Are you guys doing this so we can all jump on here and get a bunch of aha moments, and whenever we see each other, we hug each other? Is that the only reason why you guys are doing this? Does it feel good to help the kids out?
Yes.
Does it feel good to watch somebody drop 10, 20, 30 pounds?
I think that's the best part.
It is the best part. Or is it the best part when you get $2,000, $3,000 in your bank account for helping that person go out there and losing that 20, 30 pounds?
That's an added bonus.
That's an added bonus. Okay? So we're already busy in our lives, so you got to make sure that we're focusing on the income-generating activities. Income-generating activities comes from getting your promoters and your customers in the weekly pools. So if you're not doing the parties, if you're not connecting with the customers, if you're not doing the challenge groups, if you're not stepping out of your comfort zone, doing the 3 a day, there's so much to distract people out there. So the first 10% of the customer commissions, first order bonuses, fast start bonuses, the weekly bonus pools are all paid weekly on Monday. So the goal is enroll as many customers and promoters personally or anywhere in your team by Thursday. Ultimate goal is get yourself back into the pools every single month. Master the mindset. This is where every single one of your businesses can literally change overnight. Watch your businesses change overnight. If you can master the weekly cycle every single Thursday, if you treated every single Thursday like the end of the month, what would your guys' business look like? If you treated every single Thursday like the 31st of every single month, what would every single person's business look like?
Breaking stories left and right all the time.
You'd be breaking stories left and right. Left and right, left and right. So moving on is 3 steps to Rising Star, GST, Challenge Hour, Energy Hour, whatever you want to call it, and the party, okay? So a GST, after every presentation, get started training. Set their schedule. This is the one thing that's really hard for a lot of folks is you have to make sure that you have to set their schedule. First we do it, there's 4 steps, remember? First we do it
For them.
for them,
With them.
with them,
Beside them.
beside them, then they're on their own. Okay? Erica? Oh, I thought she dropped out. She might have got offended by the circle of 5. Told you. I asked you guys not to get offended by that. So whenever a person gets started, the first thing we put them through is a get started training right away. Now, who has to put them through a get started training? Is there a requirement?
You do.
You do. Do you have to be a national director to put them through a get started training?
No.
No. Do you have to be a regional director?
No.
Rising Star?
No.
No, but sometimes we want the person to actually go out there and do that. So what we must do is when we get a brand new person started, put them through a get started training, schedule their challenge hour and schedule their party. Your goal always at a party is to schedule a party from a party. You'll never run out of contacts if you're always scheduling a party from a party. And as long as you're doing the challenge hours, you're going to get happy people coming to the challenge party. You guys ever been to a challenge party where everybody was ambushed? They thought they were coming there to maybe get maybe they're coming there for a barbecue, and all of a sudden they get there and then they're putting a video in for the shakes, and all of a sudden people kind of feel ambushed and they all got their arms crossed and they feel like you just tricked them. Anybody ever been to a party like that? Those aren't fun. But if you're actually focusing on the challenge hours, filling up the parties right, and within 48 hours, you got to make sure that you're sitting with somebody doing the challenge hours action steps. The first day at work, when you guys were on your first day at the job, were you guys by yourself or was somebody training you? This is the exact same way. If you guys allow your new promoters to go out there and get the first day on the job, they're going to fail left and right. So many times when we sign people up, we just put them through the get started training. We've got to get with them in the first 48 hours. That brand new promoter is so important to your business right there. So for the party, we need to schedule it, fill it, set it up, and close it. Roles and rising star creation. New promoters are simply following the system. Rising star, simply auditing the process. Area director can run any of the 3 steps with the new promoter. So basically the easiest way to explain it is a new promoter just follows the system. Rising star, which is you guys, we audit the process. We consistently connect the new promoter to your upline to ensure their next steps. So you as the rising star, you're the one that's constantly keeping an eye on their team, going in your back office, learning the sponsor tree, how to keep an eye on them to connect them to all your different uplines. So referral marketing, this is a big one I'm actually going to let Rachel talk about because she's actually pretty good at this here. So referral marketing, how big is your network list? So far, the focus has been on contacting your warm market, the best source of names. In vet development pattern system, the step 5, our connections will continue to develop, keep expanding your network list. As the names come off your list, you need to add more onto the list. So your network list has the ability to feed itself by asking for referrals. Referral marketing is the next best form of marketing outside your network. Every person you talk to who is not interested, you should be asking them to be a customer and give you referrals. So convert the no into customers, and when somebody tells you no, ask them for a referral. So Ray, I'm going to let you take over and train on this one here because I know that you've been talking a lot about obtaining referrals lately.
Absolutely. So I joined a group, you guys, called BNI. It's like a business networking group. And it's pretty amazing because I've learned more about referrals than what I ever had before. And there's actually 10 different levels to the referral. Unfortunately, Josh didn't prep me on this, so I don't have all 10 of them right with me. But your referrals can start off with as much as someone, a level 1 referral is someone who will literally just pass you a name. Like they'll just pass your name. And then the referrals increase as they get to know you. So it's very important when you're asking someone for a referral that you're building that relationship with them. So if somebody is not ready to get on as a promoter, or if there's even somebody who's not ready to even get on as a customer, build that relationship with them, get to know what they are about, what they are looking for in life, so that they in turn will ask you the same thing. And then therefore you can go and say, well, this is exactly who I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who are needing to lose anywhere between 10+ pounds, or just trying to change their life in general, trying to get that healthier aspect. Be specific with this. It's okay to ask that. Another thing, I was talking with Diane earlier today, one of our, the girl who broke AD last month, she's on our team. And there's this new script that Sherry Doan, who is like the customer queen in our team, started using when she goes to cold leads. So when she goes to cold leads, you guys write this down. She says, I know I don't know you, but I'm trying to build my team. And I'm looking for people who want to lose weight, want to get healthier, or want to help someone in need. Do you know of any? And when Diane and I were talking, she actually had written out, are you interested? Instead of us asking them, are you interested? Even if it's a cold lead, ask, hey, do you know anybody who might be interested in this? Because when you say that, they can come back and say, well, I'm interested in it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's get you started. Are you willing to watch a quick, what is our video? It's like a 3-minute video on our personal page, a 3-minute video. Yes, awesome. Send them to that. Don't say too much. But when you, like I said, when you're getting those referrals, you want to build that relationship. And as your relationship builds, them just passing your name off grows to them passing your name off and giving credentials, them passing your name off and sharing a sample because they may already be a customer and they have samples. And the top level, so between that 1 where all they do is pass a name and at 10, a 10 referral is someone who goes, gets the cash, knows what the order is, and brings it to you. That is the 10th level of referral. Someone who knows you so much, knows the product they have, believes in you, believes in your product, that they go out, get the money, know what the order is, they bring the money to you and say, hey, this is a person who wants it. I have my hands up like this. This is a person who wants it, and this is what they want to order. So we need to go out there and definitely seek how to obtain those referrals, gather relationship status. So even if there's someone who doesn't want to buy into our business, who doesn't want to promote their business, build that friendship so that they get to know you so much, they can give you a referral and they want to help you. So when you build those friendships, then people are going to want to help you.
I'm going to actually open it up for questions, guys, because this is a big one. This is a big one. Some of the Bonsai was a referral.
Could you repeat what Sherry had said to say to people?
Yeah, actually, I'll post it in our group,
Okay.
kind of the script that she used, and I'll give it to you guys that way.
Okay. I have a lot of her information that she's given me, but I didn't have that one.
Yeah, and that was something new she had shared at the LST we had in Bay City, and I absolutely loved it. But the biggest thing Sherry does, she's the absolute master of this, is she doesn't say too much. That is, I truly believe, her key. And also her other key is that she always connects with her upline. She always finds that connection, and she is so good at finding those quick connection stories. And she's not the one doing the final sale. She never is. She's always relying on her team members, on her upline to do that final sale. So it's not just her word. It's someone else's word too that's been successful in this company. That's key, you guys. Keeping our stories short and sweet and then handing them off to somebody else or handing them off to a tool like the overview or getting them to you. That's key, top key.
You know what I love about this is, so is it generally easier to teach people how to acquire customers, or is it generally easier to teach people how to go out there and acquire promoters?
I think customers.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of customers. So does Sherry, when the way that she does stuff, does she seem like somebody that's so untouchable, that's so intimidating, or does Sherry seem like a normal, everyday person?
She's normal every day.
Normal, everyday person, the school bus driver. The thing I'll say about Sherry is she doesn't that like, okay, I got my $500 in free product, or I got my $1,000 and blah, 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 blah. She has no concept of what the limit should be. Like, she doesn't sit there and go, oh my gosh, I got $2,000 in PQB. Amazing. And then stops. She doesn't go out there and just reach out to 2 to 3 people a day and then stop. This girl is like, bam, 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 bam. Like, she doesn't know. You ever heard of Muhammad Ali? You ever hear how many sit-ups Muhammad Ali does when he was training? You guys ever hear that from from him when they asked him. They said, Muhammad Ali, how many sit-ups do you do in your workouts? And what do you say?
I don't start counting until it hurts.
I don't start counting till it hurts. That's like a mindset of a champion. That's the mindset that separates the champions from that. It's like when you don't limit yourself to like a certain number or whatever like that. And that's what I noticed with Sherry from the beginning is when it was, all right, let's reach out to 3 a day, she'd reach out to like 50 or 60.
She adds 10 to 15 people every single day on Facebook. 10 to 15 new people she adds every single day on Facebook.
Now, can you imagine training? Now, can you train somebody to do what Sherry's doing if you're not doing it yourself?
No.
Now, think about how fun this is. Think about you go out there and let's say you learn how to go out there and get $2,000, $3,000 in volume, but you want to be a team builder, okay? So let's say if you master the model of learning how to go out there and acquire customers, retaining customers, challenge groups, and VIP parties. So what would happen is if you went out, do you believe that there's 15 Sherry Doans somewhere in a 100-mile radius around you?
Absolutely.
What is that?
What, 15 Sherry Doans in a 100-mile radius?
What are you?
You are an ambassador, I'm sure.
You're an ambassador.
Yeah.
Making $10,000 a month. 15 Sherry Doans. Actually, 10 Sherry Doans, because there'll be a bunch of other promoters in between there that'll have volume here, volume there, plus your volume combined with that. If you had 10 Sherry Doans in your organization, it's primarily probably why a lot of y'all don't have high PQVs, because I suck at acquiring customers. Carol's really good. We should probably actually have Carol on here explaining how she acquires customers that she does, or Sherry or Jody Bernhardt. But what I'd be doing is I would be really diving in and learning a lot about gathering customers, following a lot of stuff, what Ashley does, Jody Bernhardt does, the Farriers. I'd be following a lot of, let me see if anybody else on here is strong at customer. That's what I'd be doing. I would be studying, learning a lot on developing myself and how to acquire customers, because if you can start duplicating this throughout your team, throughout into your organization, or even with yourself, because you can create your own economy. If you have $10,000 in personal customers, what are you making every single month?
A lot.
Good answer.
25.
More than that.
3,000.
3,000, yeah, 30%, yeah.
You're making between $3,000 and $4,000 a month.
If you do 10,000 products,
Huh? What? I think that came from George's phone.
Yeah. $10,000 in product is $3,000 to $4,000 in commission a month.
So, well, what you're doing is you got to figure that you got weekly bonus pools in there. You got the 30% accelerator pay in there, and you also got the missing something else in there. Oh, you're also getting $600 in free product, $580 in free product yourself every single month. So, guys, this is where it's really cool, is because if you're just going through the motions, if you're not being intentional with it, yo! I was going to say, I thought I heard somebody talking there in the background. So, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the lesson here. And we went into, so our goal for month 2, week 1, is enroll 1 customer or 1 promoter personally. We already talked about this earlier. Help your promoter enroll a personal customer or a promoter. And then help your customer enroll a customer. Okay? This is where I would get really excited about my life, really excited about my freedom. It's just the conversation that we just talked about for the past 10 to 15 minutes. Because this is where you're literally, your whole life could literally, all the work that you've been putting in, work, grinding, learning. And then this is where it could literally all just unravel and go nuts on you. because you take all that time to learn how to acquire customers and get that stuff in your business, and all of a sudden that exponential growth just crazily takes off. Action steps for this week is continue to connect your new customers and your promoters to your upline. Schedule 2 challenge hours and continue your 3 a day. Have a personal challenge party and attend a party for one of your customers or promoters. Watch the new compensation plan video at compplan.vi.com. I would be studying the comp plan, and I would be studying how to acquire customers big time, because if 80% of our business comes from customers, do you guys think it'd be wise to master part of the 80% of our business? Big time. Watch the webinar recording of director training, moving stars to cars, and your back office resources. It's a lot of videos here, it looks like. You're going to be doing a lot of training on here. Connect each customer and promoter to your upline that is current, stuck somewhere in the system. Go back through your network list and get 10 total referrals from people that didn't join you as a customer. Okay? We're going to watch The Circle of Five by Jason O'Toole. E of Example by John C. Maxwell. And Referral Marketing by Nick Sarnicola. Now, what I'm going to challenge you guys to do is, you guys got a clean slate this month here, don't you? Clean slate. It's a new month. It's a new month. You guys got a clean slate. So when would be a good time to open up your month?
Right now.
Right now. I would literally have a calendar pulled out for my month. I would be blocking off dates that I cannot absolutely do no buy with. I would be creating my list, and I would look at June as your month. June is your month to go nuts, because if you guys can be intentional with your month, if you guys can literally not just go through the motions, but be intentional, learn to grow yourself hardcore and start applying everything that you guys started learning, here's what's going to happen. June, you will have multiple stories and multiple people with success. July is going to be a slower month if you don't have the success going into it, if you don't have momentum going into it. But if you guys can go out there and produce in June, you're going to grow in July, and August and September are generally the biggest months in network marketing. Anybody want to know why?
Kids go back to school.
Kids are going back to school. Summer's over. Everybody's getting back to reality to start realizing, oh my gosh, I want that life. So the people that actually go out there and go nuts through the summer are always the ones that coast and the ones that had the massive explosions in January, February, and March. The people that start now are the ones that always had the massive explosions. January, February, March is because they started in June and July, and they carried the momentum all the way through the holidays, and they were all positioned once the New Year's season actually went out there and hit. So what I'm challenging you guys to do is open up your month like a boss. Open up your month like you are the millionaire, that like you own $1 million business. Open up your month and be so intentional with it. Be very intentional with your month. Create your schedule. We're doing the opening of the month call here on Friday for all the RDs and above. I would be scheduling my parties, contacting all my promoters, contacting all my customers, asking them what their goals are, and I would be scheduling so many challenge parties in my business it wasn't even funny. So dates that you guys are going to want to block off. June 12th in Detroit, we're having the local success training with Brand and Janice. I would definitely block that one off, especially because do with every single person on here except for Bernadette. But June 12th with Brand and Janice, the local success training, I would be focusing on getting all my team there. Other than that, open up your month strong. I love you guys. Anybody got anything they want to add on?
Bay City Cruise. So Krista and Jason, we have a party on Monday with Josh. Are we going to do that at your house, this citywide one, or whatever? You don't know?
I'm kicking you guys out. You guys are cut out. You guys are kicked out of the nest.
Okay, never mind. I'll post a place for it, and then yeah.
Yeah, I have a few that I have that are interested. So
Let's do it.
I've got a lot of activity going on right now. So
Love it.
Good.
Break you guys. Let's do it.
Get excited about this month. I would get excited about this month. I would get it about it. Like literally the possibilities of this business should literally keep you guys awake every single night. The possibilities of what could happen in your business, you guys are literally, all of you guys are literally inches away in your business from striking gold. You guys are all inches away from finding that one person that comes in and just sets it off.
Mm-hmm.
Sets it off. And they're going to feed off of your energy. If you're constantly wavering, they will be wavering. But if you guys are out there executing the action steps, if you guys are growing every single day, you know, and literally just getting up and generally excited every single day. Like try writing out what's going to happen in your business this month. Come out with that outlandish goal. Come up with, I'm going to make $2,000 this month and I'm going to find 5 to 10 promoters in my business. One of them is going to take off. Does that excite anybody by finding a Sherry Doan in their business this month?
Yeah.
I was just discussing that with my husband this weekend.
Would that excite everybody? Knowing, now tell yourself it's going to happen, okay? Tell yourself it's going to happen. You're going to find the one in your business, okay? And think about what that one is going to do for you guys, you and your family over the next year or two. You literally should have a hard time sleeping, and by the time every single morning gets up, I tell you what's going to happen when you're so in tune with your goals, when you're so focused on your goals. Guys, to this day, I still get out of bed every single morning. Like, I jump out of bed every single morning. I am so excited to get up every single morning. Seriously, I get so excited to jump up every single morning because I'm so focused in on our goals, like what we're doing right now. I can't wait to get up and get started every day. Every day, I cannot wait to get up and get started every day. Every day. And even the days that I only have 2 or 3 hours of sleep, when I want to hit that snooze button, I'm just excited to get up because I know it's within my grasp.
I'm going to ask Carol how she feels about you jumping out of bed every day.
Well, technically, I don't get up till 7. She wants me to get up at 6:30, and I don't get up till 7. So.
Well, that's why you jump out of bed. She does all the work for you.
He jumps out of bed because she's poking him.
That's right. Get out of bed.
Let's keep this a PG, okay? Let's keep this PG.
That's awesome.
So, all right, guys, let's tear this up. Have an amazing month. Let's dominate. Sunday night is the first night. So if you guys got people that you want on month 1, week 1, to go through the whole AD process, you got to make sure that they're ready for Sunday night. We need contracts. We need to make sure you got to really place the value if they want to go through this program. Okay, you really need to place the value on what this AD program is. So I'd be diving down in my whole teams between now and Saturday, having a personal conversation with everybody, getting them prepped for Sunday night. And you guys let me know the people that you got because I'm going to start adding them into the June drive to AD. Sound good?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
2 month here. Get all your people ready.
Josh, can you post the picture of the videos that we need to watch, being that there's so many?
Yep, I'll post them actually as soon as action steps, as soon as I'm off the call with you guys here. So
Okay, and Rachel, at some point tomorrow, we need to connect. I got a lot of things I want to talk to you.
Let's do it. Call me tomorrow night. I'm going to be on the road probably about 3 or 4, so I'll be available after that for all night.
Perfect. All righty.
Okay, like I said, I have a lot of activity going on, so I need some help.
Do it.
All right.
And
Star, congratulations for our brand new area director, Star.
Good job, lady.
All right, thank you.
She's a star.
She's a star.
She's a star. She's not a.
Stars and cars.
That's right.
She's not a. I'm trying to think of a joke that could go with her name.
This is a point where you just leave Star and you're just
okay,
like.
yeah, sorry.
Bye.
See y'all. Congrats. Great job, Star.
Thank you.